24 November 1992. U.S. Marines lowered the flag at Subic Bay, U.S. Naval Facility, Republic of the Philippines, for the last time during ceremonies to turn over the facility to the government of the Philippines. This withdrawal ends almost a century of U.S. presence in that nation. Naval Base Subic Bay was a major ship repair, supply, and rest and recreation facility of the Spanish Navy and subsequently the United States Navy. The base was 262 square miles, about the size of Singapore. The Navy Exchange had the largest volume of sales of any exchange in the world, and the Naval Supply Depot handled the largest volume of fuel oil of any Navy facility in the world. The United States captured the Spanish base in 1899 during the Philippine-American War and controlled the bay until 1992. In the summer of 1899, gunboats started patrolling Subic Bay, and after realizing that the patrols would not stop, the Filipinos started to prepare to confront U.S. troops. During a routine patrol, a U.S. supply ship entered Subic Bay and came under fire from the newly constructed battery. On 23 September 1899, USS Charleston and 3 other U.S. ships sailed into Subic Bay to destroy the battery. Charleston then sent a signal for 180 sailors and 70 Marines to land on Subic. Meanwhile, the other ships continued firing. The Filipinos then deployed into the town of Olongapo, returning fire with small arms. When the entire landing force was ashore, the ships ceased firing and the landing party entered the battery. In all, 3 charges of guncotton were placed on the battery, completely destroying it. The party then went back to their ships and sailed for Manila. While the battery was destroyed, the Filipino forces still held the Navy Yard as well as Olongapo. In December 1899, the U.S. Army launched an operation to clear the countryside of Filipinos' resistance. As the soldiers were entering Santa Rita, just outside Olongapo, they met a pocket of resistance, but proceeded to capture the Navy Yard. When Rear Admiral John Watson learned of this action against the Navy Yard, he set out for Subic aboard USS Baltimore, accompanied by USS Oregon. When the ships arrived, Watson was surprised that the U.S. Army was in complete possession of the Navy Yard. Watson then ordered Marine Captain John Twiggs Myers ashore with 100 Marines to secure the Navy Yard. When the Marines found the highest flagpole on the Navy Yard, which was in front of the hospital, they immediately raised the American flag on 10 December 1899, 1 year after the Treaty of Paris was signed. And the Marines then took responsibility for the Navy Yard while the Army took over administrative and operational control of Olongapo. Early during the occupation of Olongapo, the town was offered as a place of refuge for Filipinos who were systematic to the U.S. After an ambush of 7 Marines, the inhabitants of 2 villages were ordered to move into Olongapo or be declared outlaws. Those people who owned property in the 2 villages were given houses as Olongapo. 6 days later, the villages were settled in Olongapo. USS Nashville shelled the 2 villages, and later 100 Marines completed the destruction. The Marines then exercised civil authority over Olongapo and ordered municipal elections, appointed local policemen, gave away food to supplement poor harvests, supplied medical care and supplies, and set up a school for the teaching of the English language. As always, stay salty devils, Semper Fi, and carry on.